happy new month, my friends. Welcome back to the Empowerment Minutes podcast. This is the compass for everything learning, leadership coaching, and personal growth. I am your host, Dr. Maurine Kwende. I'm a learning leader, educator, and executive leadership coach who is really passionate about helping organizations and their leaders and make their leaders become leaders people want to work for. And that's what we do in my company, EMK Learning Solutions. If you like me to work with your leaders, work with the organization to become a place where people want to work, let me know. I'll be delighted to connect with you. So I'd like to welcome you to a new month. Happy new month. And so we have a theme every month. So last month's theme was that of productivity. And so this month we embark on the theme of Agile Leadership. And so Agile Leadership, what is Agile Leadership? How can you determine if you're an Agile leader? What are some of the ways that you can leverage the strategies that we will provide in this channel to become an Agile leader? We know that today's workforce, even out there in terms of technology, there's just so many changes. As a leader, you're supposed to be dynamic, not be stuck, right? And not embrace change. So how can you embrace change, embrace uncertainty, and become the leader that you want to be known for? So this month, we're going to be really focusing on Agile Leadership. And even looking at it from a perspective of also a digital era. We have AI that is really almost taking over the world, so to speak. And so how does that show up for you? How does that help you to become a better leader? So today's focus really is about what Agile Leadership is, introductory, I would say, episode, talking about what it is, what are some of its characteristics, and how you can determine what your style is, and also how you can fully embrace this dynamic approach. So let's get started. So what is Agile Leadership? If you've never heard of Agile Leadership, or maybe you might need a refresher, Agile Leadership at its core is about fostering an environment that prioritizes adaptability, responsiveness, and innovation, change, flexibility. It involves guiding teams or organizations through complex and rapid changing environments where quick decision making and flexibility is crucial, right? And so Agile leaders are not just managers, they're not just traditional leaders. These are disruptive visionaries who empower their teams to experiment, learn from their experiences, and iterate their processes continuously. So what are some of the characteristics of Agile leadership? Number one, adaptability, right? That is like spot on. Agile leaders are very adaptable. They're able to pivot quickly in response to changes in the market, organizational direction. Another characteristic is that of empowerment, right? An Agile leader is someone who's not shy to delegate. They delegate authority and encourage decision making at all levels, right? It doesn't have to be from the top bottom approach. They delegate and empower their teams across the board, and just so that they're encouraging decision making at all levels. Because what this does is it embraces, right, diverse perspectives. You might have a vision, but the perspectives are different. So through empowerment, you're also going to be able to leverage that as a leader. Another characteristic of Agile leadership is open communication. Wow, I've heard so many times that leaders like to keep things a secret. Well, this style really promotes transparency, encourages open dialogue across the organization, right? And then I just talked about visionary thinking. So just to get that into that even more, Agile leaders have a clear vision, and they communicate this vision effectively to empower, motivate, and guide their teams. They are very committed to learning, right? Because before you can lead other people, you have to lead yourself first. So they prioritize continuous improvement and personal development, valuing feedback as a tool for growth. So many people are afraid of receiving feedback. right? An agile leader embraces constructive feedback and use that as an opportunity for growth. Everybody needs to grow. Growth is a continuous process, right? So agile leaders also embrace uncertainty. So things are changing every day. The world is changing fast. As an agile leader, you have to keep things moving. If not, it's going to pass you by. So having that mindset of embracing uncertainty is another characteristic of agile leaders. So now let me ask you a question. Are you an agile leader? From all those characteristics that I've shared, do you see yourself having most of them, right? So let's talk about your style. So to determine if you're an agile leader, think about how you handle change and challenges. Do you encourage innovation? Do you encourage creativity? Do you encourage experimentation? How do you react when plans need to suddenly shift? Right? Would you be stuck in your ways or would you go with it? Right? So compare this to more traditional styles. Traditional styles, they're more focused on stability. Things have to be stable. They're looking at long-term planning, maintaining established processes, even in terms of management. And so coming at it from that traditional leadership perspective, they might struggle in the face of rapid change. So you can see clearly that agile leaders, they're the opposite, right? They're contrast of that. They thrive on change and uncertainty, reviewing those as opportunity to evolve and grow. So understanding where you stand can help you identify areas where you might want to develop yourself further and embrace agile leadership fully. Okay, so what are some of those areas and what can you do then to invest in yourself and grow? Okay, so now let's talk about how to become an agile leader. You've listened to the characteristics and some of the differences between agile and traditional leadership. Where do you fall from a scale of 1 to 10? Right? So what are some things then? Even if you're like 8 or 10, and that's great, right? But there's always room for improvement. So how can you then become an agile leader? I've given you a lot of clues already, but becoming an agile leader includes quite a few things, right? First of all, it involves more than adopting new behaviors, right? It requires a shift in mindset. So how do you have that shift in mindset, right? Seeing things as an opportunity rather than a threat, right? And seeing it not as something to be afraid of, but as an opportunity to focus, right? To go from fear to focus, right? Be encouraged by collaboration. What are the ways that you can build a team culture where every voice is valued and collaboration is encouraged, right? This also, contributes to psychological safety. People feel free to share, to voice their opinions and collaborate with their peers. And as a result, it builds trust and then also increases productivity in the workplace. And you can also become an agile leader by investing in your own development, in your own personal growth, right? Regularly engage in learning opportunities, ways that you can enhance your leadership skills. Be kind to yourself, right? Practice empathy and transparency with yourself and with others. Connect with your team on a human level and maintain transparency in your decisions and processes. Many times leaders are afraid to show their vulnerability. Then that leads us to the next point. Be authentic. When you're authentic as a leader, you're agile, you're authentic, you're not afraid to say you got things wrong, you're not afraid to say you failed, because failure, as we know, is a stepping stone for success, right? And then another way you can also develop your agile leadership skills is that of flexibility in planning. When it's important to have plans, be ready to adjust them, as needed to meet emerging challenges or opportunities. So to wrap things up, I would like to just encourage you and to share with you that agile leadership isn't just a set of practices, it's a transformative approach that adapts to the needs of today's dynamic business environment. So whether you're already on this path or just getting started, I would like to encourage you to consider the responsibilities and the possibilities. Remember that every step towards agility It's a step towards becoming a more effective leader. So that's it for today. I would like to thank you for tuning in to the Empowerment Minutes podcast. Join us next time as we continue exploring agile leadership and its impact in this digital era. So until then, keep leading, keep learning, and stay agile. We would love to hear about your leadership experiences and challenges as well. So please feel free to share your story with us through our social media channels or on our podcast platform. We really value multiple or diverse perspectives. Your insights also enrich our community. So I'd like to say thank you once again for listening to this episode. See you at the next episode. This is Dr. Maurine Kwende signing off.